main topic today. And our fourth main topic today is this. So, Lucas, I don't know if you ever had a chance to check out this little Barbarian movie starring our boy, Justin Long. But yeah, it did really well in theaters. It made a ton of money on a very small budget. It also was received very well critically. I believe it's in the 90%. I believe the audience has it even higher. We're finding out now with this article here from The Hollywood Reporter. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. All right. So, Newline, it looks like, in a bidding war, has won the sequel, which is titled currently Weapons, from the Barbarian filmmaker Zach Cregger. Let's read a little bit of this. The buzz had been building for more than 2 weeks. A new project from Zach Cregger, the out-of-nowhere filmmaker behind the cult horror hit Barbarian, is coming. There were offers, sight unseen, some even hitting 8 figures before the project was taken to market. Producers were calling Cregger's representatives, begging to be involved. No dice. Nobody was getting a peek until it was to hit the market on the morning of January 22nd. In the 24 hours after Cregger's new horror project Weapons was sent to Hollywood studios, a brief but intense bidding war exploded, and just as quickly, a whopper of a deal was made. Closing whirlwind negotiations Tuesday, Newline has won the rights to Weapons, signing a deal that seems unprecedented in modern times, especially for a filmmaker with essentially just one movie under his belt. Yes, there is the money, 8 figures, to write and direct, according to the sources. The numbers are more than double the entire budget of his previous movie alone. That alone is remarkable and harkens back to an older era of Hollywood where spec sales cause weekend bidding war frenzies. But there's more. There's guaranteed green light. There's Cregger receiving final cut. Pinning a threshold is met during test screenings. There is a controlling interest in back-end pot. And, of course, there's a guaranteed of theatrical release. Quote, Zach proved with Barbarian that he can create a visceral theatrical experience for audiences and that he commands every tool in the filmmaker tool belt, said Newline's representative and CCO Richard Brenner in a statement. We couldn't be happier that he, Roy, and Miri, and JD and Rafi chose Newline to be the home of his next film and hope it is the first of many to come. Sources say that if things turn out well with this project, a goal would be to ultimately have Cregger become a significant horror voice and supplier for the Warner/Newline movie factory. This is crazy. As they said, this is an unprecedented kind of deal that we just haven't seen of. Like they were saying, it's kind of an old era Hollywood deal. To see this kind of control and command one film in, we often were, talking about Jordan Peele and how, people were praising him so much, and he's still only 3 films in, and he's not getting deals like this. This is crazy. A hell of a deal. I'm happy for him. I wasn't the biggest fan of Barbarian. It was okay. I didn't think it was terrible, but it had very weak moments to me. But again, really love Justin Long, and I'm glad people went out and seen it. It did really well, and I hope that this sequel does well too. Lucas, you're hearing this information. Huge deal. Big deal. Barbarian, have you had a chance to check it out? What are your thoughts?
I haven't had a chance to check it out. I hadn't even heard of it until just now. I was doing some research about it, but yeah, that is really impressive. I mean, for one, was this his feature length? It wasn't. It was just his feature length horror film, right? Because did you ever watch The Whitest Kids You Know?
No.
Well, it was like a comedy group kind of. They made it almost like Monty Python a little bit, but that's where he comes from, and he Anyway, it's just great. You were just talking about Jordan Peele. I loved Whitest Kids, growing up, and it's great. I mean, it's so interesting that comedic like actors or whatever, when they switch over into the writer director seat, go horror and clearly do it really well. It's just fascinating. But did they say that he got like final cut?
Yep.
Say on it.
Yeah, he
Man,
gets
that
final
is
cut,
crazy.
guaranteed theatrical releases,
that is
guaranteed
crazy.
back end money, and he's also getting paid more than his whole last film cost to make, which was
Right.
around $5 million.
Right. That's awesome. I mean, that's the American dream right there, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, no, happy for him. I should go check this out. I mean, it looks really, really interesting, and clearly there was a lot of people who really enjoyed it, enough to do that. So I also want to say that I think it's kind of cool that, I hope we get to see more things like that. You know what I mean? More bids, old-fashioned style Hollywood a little bit. Obviously, there's some downsides to it, and that's why it kind of probably phased out a little bit. But we've come to such a accessible time with streaming and everything that you would almost expect those things to start to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and look, I don't want to say it, but on the topic of whitest kid I guess I'll have to say it. Maybe there's some white privilege going on in this situation.
Fair enough.
And comparative, at least comparative to Jordan Peele's situation, because again, Peele doesn't have a deal anywhere close to this, and he's got 3 now under his belt that have all been at least kind of solid. So it kind of
that is
makes you wonder how these things work. How Peele how are people not like bidding war for his shit? I mean, come on. I mean, like Nope and everything that he makes, even me who like literally everything he's made, it's just gotten less good.
I know.
But still, when I see something new come out, I'm like, oh yeah, Jordan Peele, new horror movie. And so it's just,
you might be on something.
There may be a little bit of white privilege going on there. All I want to say.
What sucks about that, right, with the bidding war kind of thing that we're talking about, is that means that there's enough like interest in not just the the IP, but the writer and director behind it. And Zach Cregger is a white dude, he's the whitest kid right?
Right.
He gets this. I want to say that there's a very small chance that it is just a coincidence that Jordan Peele's not getting the same deals. And what sucks about that, right, is that the people with money get to decide which ones they're going to want to bid on.
What really sucks about that is like that's kind of Jordan Peele's
whole thing. Right, yeah.
His whole message is like too much white privilege, and we don't get enough of the same kind of credit. I mean, even in Nope, like if you take the idea of the main characters, Keke Palmer and I forget the guy from Get Out's name, but they're from old school Hollywood, right? Their grandfather and their father like were literally like
for sure
some of the first horse trainers
were for Hollywood.
It's all about, it's always like representing that and trying to show you like we're still getting shit on, bro.
Some
like
more
we're
outright
still
than others,
look how we're treated, still. Even though our family, a black family helped make horses into movies, and we're still, treated this way or whatever. And all of his, I mean, the Hands Across America thing and us, I mean, it's all trying to speak kind of to, this kind of thing. So there may be some of that going on there. Guys, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a good deal, a bad deal? Did you like Barbarian? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.